Right. Because I often say I'm like a natural pessimist, and I don't think it's a bad thing in some regards. It definitely can be in others. And it also depends on like how you're wired, what type of person you are.
Yeah.
But I think looking at the glass half empty, if you're the type of person like me that wants results, it's going to make me work harder. Like typically when I feel comfortable, even for like about a month ago, I was kind of comfortable. I felt like everything's going good, whatever. And then business slowly started to slip. Just things were kind of falling out of order. So I kind of like to live in the frame of like the tornado's coming, a bad day's going to hit, when's the economy going to crash. I kind of like to think that. But I know what you mean, where a lot of people, they can't even climb the mountain because they feel like it's impossible to even make it up. They're super pessimistic. That definitely starts from like comparison. It's weird though, because I could take both angles to almost any position. So it's like pessimism, I can see why it's bad, and I can see why it's good. The comparison thing, I think comparison inherently is probably bad, but at the end of the day, everyone that's ever done anything great has compared themselves to someone that's ahead of them, and that's what's pushed them to kind of get to where they want to go. So it's like, it's good as well. You know what I mean?
I don't think comparison's that bad in the sense of like, if you judge your worth off comparison, then that's when it's bad. But if you compare just to know what to improve, I think that is ideal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, if you see company A and company B, right? Company B sees a marketing strategy or whatever that company A is doing, and like, oh, that's performing really well for them. Mm-hmm. Instead of thinking, oh, we're worthless, we're not good, we're not as good as, let's just do what they're doing, right? Let's use their habits and schemes, I guess is the word you can use.
Dude, that squirrel had a nut in its mouth. Crazy.
Speaking of nuts.
Dude, he had a big ball sack on him too. You see that?
I know, I was like trying not to laugh as soon as I saw him running over.
Yeah, I think focus for me is like the mindset shift.
Yeah.
To where like, think about why do you get procrastinated? And typically it's the desire is not big enough to begin with. Mm-hmm. If you wanted something so bad, like if your parents were locked in a burning building, you couldn't possibly be distracted. 100% of your attention, 100% of your effort is going to be focused on getting that door open so they can come out.
Yeah.
So it's the desire inherently leads to focus. And the reason I ask this question is I have a lot of people ask me this. Like, Brad, I know I can succeed. I can't figure out like what I need to actually focus on. And I get analysis paralysis, or I get jumbled with ideas and I just don't know which lane to actually pick. Like we had a kind of a similar conversation. And it's, I think we talked about this, establishing your why or your what, you know, why am I doing this or what am I doing this for is huge. And I think that's necessary for focus. And I think that's why I kind of got complacent in some ways. Is I was making good money, wasn't super motivated by money. And it was kind of like, why am I doing this? And then I kind of got to this level where it's like, well, I could hire out some of these menial tasks, but then I kind of feel lazy. It's like, well, I could be doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
But you like the game more than anything.
Yeah, I do like the game. I just like to feel like I'm moving the needle. Like right now when I'm about to get married and I'm going to have like a week off, it's going to be weird. Like that's why I shifted one of my offers a little bit to be a little more, you know, it's going to automate itself a little more, which hopefully ends up working well. But
yeah,
this actually kind of goes to show that placing yourself in uncomfortable situations in some lights can seem like the end of the world, but in other ways is what you need to actually get to where you want to go. Like you need someone kind of pushing you over the edge to be able to take the jump. Every decision you make in life that has an unknown outcome is going to involve fear. And I always give the analogy of if you were going skydiving and going to take that jump, it doesn't matter if you've done research on how safe skydiving is or if you've talked to the instructor or tested the parachute. At the end of the day, when you're on the edge of that plane, there's two types of people, the kid that can take the jump and the kid that can't. Sometimes the healthiest thing you could have, and what might seem like, you know, you're falling to your death, is someone on the plane to push you off. To kind of for you to be able to see. And I think life will do that to you. Like if you're just under so much financial stress you can't eat, you're going to focus. You're going to figure out a way to eat. Sometimes you need to be pushed out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just knowing your wants is also important. And like accepting your wants. Like it's okay to not want something, right?
I think that's why the depression rate is so high, because everybody has the same desire nowadays, probably due to social media.
Yeah.
They want the lifestyle, they want the money, they want the girl, they want the car, whatever. So they have this desire, except they're unwilling to walk this path. So now you have this desire that's never going to be met. and you're going to live in this perpetual state of failure because you don't have what you want. So you have one of two choices. You either need to say, I'm going to commit to this path and walk and get it, which in and of itself is going to require a risk, or you have to release yourself from that desire. Like if I had the desire that I'm never going to be happy unless I go to the NBA, you're going to look at me like, okay, you'll be depressed forever. You're not making it to the NBA. You know what I mean? You would look at me like a fool. How dare you have that desire? Like, of course you're not going to go.
Yeah.
People live their life like this. No, Brad, trust me. You know, I just have a feeling one day I'm going to be rich. And since they're not rich, they kind of live in this state of angst or this state of uneasiness where, you know, they don't like where they're at.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big deal. I think people limit themselves, or they limit their, I guess you can say happiness or peace for not achieving something, but it's mainly on them. And at the same time, there's also a lot of things that are out of your control. Something I specifically admire is, and I'm honestly envious of, is how fast some people can just take action. I often have this like analysis paralysis with certain decisions, and there are just certain people that will fail, that would be willing to fail 30 times before somebody else tries once.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that is special. That is a special trait to have. That I don't know if you can learn it. I don't know if it's just something that you're just born with. But the people who just have that innate desire and they just take action immediately.
Right.
As soon as the thought comes, they just take action.
100%. Have you heard that paradox where there's two test subjects trying to build a cake? The one's objective is build as many cakes as you possibly can by the end of the semester, and the other group's objective is build the best cake you possibly can by the end of the semester. What they ended up realizing is the group that had to build as many as they possibly could, one, obviously built more cakes. Two, they ended up building a better cake than the group that was just focused on building the best one.
The best one possible.
Which really means the reps you take are inevitably going to build yourself. It's inevitably going to build you in the way that you're going to become the person that makes the money you want to have, that has the car you want to have, that has the wife you want to have. And it's really about showing up every day. People want to teleport to the destination. I always tell people this when it comes to like course buying and selling. If you want to know if someone's a sham when they're selling a course, this is how they're going to pitch it to you. You're at point A, you want to get to point B, and you're a loser and you can't do it unless you pay me. It's impossibly hard to get there. If you hand me this money though, you're going to teleport to point B. I'll tell you, if someone has ever pitched you an offer like that, they're lying. The reality is you probably can get there without them, but a true, honest person that's going to help you is going to give you a vehicle. Meaning if you're at point A and you want to get to your destination, a vehicle will help you, but inherently that's not what's needed to get there.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a tool. And then the question I always ask people is, if I hand you the keys to the vehicle, are you willing to drive it? And then the major question that really comes up, when we go on this road trip, odds are we're probably going to get a flat tire. We might run out of gas. You're probably going to get hungry. You have to go to the bathroom at some point. Are you willing to jump through these hurdles to get to your destination? Or be honest with yourself, are you just looking for that teleportation device, that crypto pump?
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of people stumble. They buy into the teleportation devices. They never get the results because, let's be honest, teleportation devices don't exist. And then they end up blaming, courses don't work, or I'm not meant to be an entrepreneur because they bought a stupid scam teleportation device in the first place.
Yeah. That's good. That makes a lot of sense.
What was the thing I wanted to... seizing opportunities. That's what I wanted to talk about.
So about to me, my idea.
Oh, you got one?
No, that's what made me ask this question.
Okay. Because, I think that's... If I can go back to my younger self and give him one piece of advice, all I would tell him is seize more opportunities. Nothing will ever... I can't say nothing. The chips are going to fall where they may. So you don't know what the future holds. Taking that opportunity in front of you, don't know where the next door is going to open. You just had a thought because I started talking about opportunity.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened if I didn't start talking about it. Meaning that I don't know how I ended up here in business. I couldn't possibly predict all the little things that were going to happen. But the fact that I showed up every day, people always say, I just need that lucky bounce, or I just need one lucky swing. If I figure out what I need to do, I'll be successful. You're only going to get that lucky bounce if you take the shot. Show up every day, seize the opportunity, get off your phone, break the habits. I think it was Hermosi or some guy on the internet. He said, how did he say it? Like the number one trait he's recognized with billionaires is like disagreeability, or something along the lines of, I don't even know how to frame it. I should have thought about it a little longer. Like they're not afraid to have their own ideas. And when they're judged for having their own ideas, it actually makes you feel better, because the only way I got to where I'm at right now is by taking the path less followed, like going against the norm. The norm is going to college. The norm is doing whatever everyone else is doing. I'm doing the abnormal thing. So I should have abnormal beliefs.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. You can't expect extraordinary results by putting ordinary inputs, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
100%.
I think a lot of people feel lost, especially when they're pursuing something and maybe they blame their own stupidity. They say they're not smart enough. They say they're not talented enough. They say they're not lucky enough. But the thing is, what I often see is I think they just don't have enough proof yet that what they're doing works. Right. And the only way that they can get that proof is by putting in more work, putting in more days, putting in more hours. And that's when I think direction shows up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I think pursuing anything, there's a timetable for everybody. Some people reach a specific goal with really quickly. Some people don't. I don't think that really should be the difference in what you're doing specifically.
Right.
What the person's doing specifically, right?
You know what I just realized? There is a formula to success for every single person. If you took Elon Musk and went back 45 years or however long and broke down every action he took down to each time he went to the bathroom or what he ate and how much water he drank each day and said, repeat these steps. And if you did it at that right time and somehow knew the future, you would get to the billionaire status. Meaning that in front of everyone's path, despite us not being able to see it, there is a sequence of events that we can walk down that will get us inevitably to the destination.
Yeah.
Obviously, the hard part is, what are the steps? You can't see the future. If you could see the future, everyone would be rich. So what's the skill we need to develop? Predicting the future? Being able to look ahead? What's that word Andrew Tate always says? Perspicacity? Being able to, observe what's around you.
Yeah.
And, figure it out, saying, well, where's the money going to flow? If there's a war happening here, I know money's probably going to be associated with, whatever. You know what I mean? The economy's going to crash here, which is going to make the Chinese dollar go up or something. Positioning yourself, being able to predict the future. And I think I never really broke it down that way, in my head at least. Like, there is a sequence of events that if I wake up at this time, this day, and do this thing, I'll bump into this person. You know what I mean? Inevitably, that's what's going to lead me to success. Because it doesn't feel like that at the beginning. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know if I'll get there. Is it possible? It is possible.
Yeah.
Despite how you feel. If you do this event at this time with this person, you'll get the result.
Yeah.
It's an equation. We're just limited by time. It's like we don't know the future.
And it's like you're running a race, the guns go off, and you don't know when the finish line is.
Right.
You don't know when it's going to end. You don't know how many miles you're running. You don't know for how long you're going to run. You can't go back. You can only move forward. Right? So I think that's also important to know that you just don't know. And I think that is the beauty, and that is also the scary thing about pursuing entrepreneurship or anything special is you really simply do not know when it's going to end.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Or maybe at a certain level.
Maybe when you'll reach wherever you want to reach specifically. Right?
Right.
And I think that's big. That's really big and important.
That's good. I'll do a cut.